The TV show Reasonable Doubt returns for an all-new season. Yes, episodes profiling the gut-wrenching process of re-exploring murder cases where the perpetrators convicted of the crime maintain their innocence. Now, let's welcome retired homicide detective Chris Anderson and criminal defense attorney Fatima Silva to the show. Chris, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about what viewers can expect in the upcoming season of Reasonable Doubt.
Season 5 of Reasonable Doubt is probably our most interesting. I won't say probably. It is our most interesting season that we've done thus far. We have cases where the foundation of what the conviction rests on that are still in question. We have a case where there was the convict in the case is claiming that it was self-defense, which we see in society on a daily basis now. We have a case where if the victim was actually murdered, that's still under question. See, these are foundational issues that are found and still under question in some of the cases that we look into.
Very interesting. Okay, Fatima, so a family comes to you for help. They're saying, hey, we are innocent. We need your help. We need to get the word out. So how do you know if this is worth a second look?
We really leave that up to our production team. Chris and I try not to look at any of the cases when it comes to choosing them. Our producers don't want us to. They don't want us to be biased from the beginning. And so they don't really want us to form an opinion until all the evidence is in front of us. And so that's what production works really hard on, getting that evidence to us. They're really looking at cases where you got one eyewitness and you got a conviction out of that. You had a 2-day murder trial and you have a conviction. It's different things like that should really concern people about how is somebody doing life based on this evidence. It needs a second look. And by the time Chris and I get it, we have a lot of information in front of us.
Let's get back to Chris. Chris, I've been a meteorologist most of my life and a show host now. You were a former homicide detective. I can't imagine, I can't even wrap my head around that. So that's an amazing thing you've been through. You've seen a lot. So when you are reviewing many of the cases where the conviction is wrong, do you feel like it's generally sloppy police work that caused this to happen for this person to be arrested and convicted? Or, is it corruption?
So you would think that most of the time that it is some sort of corruption where a person has been wrongfully convicted. But what we've seen so far is really not a lot of corruption. What you usually see are people that are inadequate in investigating homicide cases when it comes down to the investigations or the cases that we look into, or tunnel vision or things of that nature. Now, have we seen some cases that makes you question whether or not a person had been railroaded? Absolutely, we see it, but usually we can't find any, or there's not much proof of that. But most of the time, most of the cases that we feel that person has been wrongfully convicted, it usually comes down to just sloppy work.
Okay, well that's good to know, Chris, for sure. Of course, not good on the sloppy work, but on the other end. Now, Fatima. Okay, not all the cases you investigate lead to an appeal or reversal of conviction. What's it like to have to sit down with that family, telling them that their loved one was rightfully convicted? That's got to be hard.
It's very hard. I'd say we're in season 5 now. I've learned a lot. If you found me by first season, I was a lot to deal with. I wanted every single episode for us to help the convict and help with an appeal. I just felt like, well, that's what I do. It's been very difficult throughout the years to take that hat off. I still am a criminal defense attorney, but now I'm better at saying, okay, for the show, I have to be objective. This family, they're asking for truth. After all of these years, they're looking to us for answers. And we determine whether they continue this fight or they move forward. Do I want a family to continue a fight that's in vain? Absolutely not. So I want them to be able to live freely and live in peace and move on, love their loved ones from behind bars, but live their life. Okay. So I really see it now as a privilege to be able to deliver that I'm the one who has to deliver that news, because we do it, Chris and I, we do it with such sincerity, compassion, and grace. And we work really hard to make sure we do it that way, because this isn't about you're right, or you're wrong. It's about love at the end of the day and giving people grace to move forward.
Very good. Well, I can't thank you both enough for being on our show. And keep in mind, Reasonable Doubt Season 5 premieres Tuesday, August 9th on Investigation Discovery. And of course, you can head to our website for much more on this, and that's firstcoastliving.net.